Okay, everyone, so we are back talking about Survival by Margaret Atwood, a thematic guide to Canadian literature once again. This time I have finished chapter one, Survival. So the first chapter has got the same title as the title of the book. Sorry, I forgot to take my dongle out before recording. Idiot. I'm the idiot, not you. I was saying I'm the idiot. Um, so Yeah, let's get to discussing because this is really opening my eyes and ears and other things, orifices mostly. But what I will say is that this is a suspicion I have had for a long time, okay? I would say I would say since I was a wee tyke. And I thought, maybe it was just my life, my experience, like people that I see around, but then this is putting it into a context that she's an Ontarian, right? So, at least as far as I understand, yeah, I believe she grew up in Toronto, Margaret Atwood, or some part of Ontario. But so this is on very Ontario pilled, right? She talks about Canada widely, but realistically, Ontario is the population center of Canada. Because maybe there's some different sensibilities to some Western writers, Western provinces. Like British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan. But Saskatchewan seems to line up with Ontario on a lot of things. They just aren't city based and they don't have rock like us. They don't have the Canadian shield, right? So that's something we're talking about geographically that makes them different and makes their experience of survival different from us. In the East Coast, well, that's just seafaring Ontarians, right? So really everything's Ontario and outward. So I see why she says this is Canadian, Canadania, Canlit, and I agree. And I agree in that. But I will also say that this could just be as our experience as Ontarians. Okay, huge sidetrack. But let's get back to the point. The victim mentality, right? That's what she's talking about here, survival. Because when you're surviving means that there's an obstacle, which means you're a victim of something and you have survived. And I think she's hit the nail on the head that this country feels like a corpse because everyone is of the opinion that we're barely alive. It's like, well, made it through another winter. And I think that is the core of Canadian literature, Canadian identity. There's that, and there's hockey. I think hockey is a cope for survival, right? It's like, why are you guys on the ice? Why are you punching each other? Why are you tackling? It's like you don't really need to do that. And it's like, but there's danger because there's the skates and there's the ice, right? And we need the ice. The ice is. When I was walking home right now, I got off the streetcar, okay? I slipped on the ice. There wasn't much. I thought I was fine. I don't slip usually. Okay, usually I do not slip on ice. Like, usually I have quite grippy feet. And there actually used to be a big puddle where I grew up when I was a little kid before the divorce. Okay, let's put some lore there. Let's connect some dots. We had a little tiny pond. It only appeared in the winter because there'd be a big November rainfall and then it would snap freeze, right? So it turned into, it wasn't a marsh because it wasn't big enough and it wasn't like an actual ecosystem, but it was a large puddle with grass shooting up through it, but the puddle was over the grass. And we would go on there and we would walk. When we're waiting for the school bus or when we're getting off the school bus, I remember sliding on it, testing it. So I've had a lot of experience with ice, on walking on ice. Okay, walking on thin ice. That's something that I have a lot of experience with. So I try, and actually, it's a reflection of my outlook on the world. Is like, well, let's see if we can walk on the thin ice. Let's see if we can push it. Let's see how far we can get without breaking and falling in. And I think that's reflective of my overall worldview. Okay, and how this relates to Margaret Atwood's survival. Well, next chapter is nature. So there's gonna be something interesting in there. Wait, I'm gonna thumbnail. Wait, thumbnail. This is honestly though like this is a really good book. Like guys, like oh my god, the critics in Canada like they make everything sound boring. And it's because they're trying to survive. Oh, you gotta make the next paycheck. We're all trying to survive, man. We're all trying to survive. We get it. But you're not a corpse. You're actually alive. So let's start acting like we're alive, people. Hey? Let's start acting like we're alive. And this, we're gonna use this. We're gonna put it into practice, okay? Theory and praxis, okay? We're gonna put this into practice in some theater. And it's gonna be huge, guys. I don't know how, but this is gonna get turned into a theater show. I'm gonna adapt it. Okay, we're gonna figure out survival, and we are going to make the greatest, most like it's. You're dead in the water if you don't see it opening night. That's what I'm saying. So keep your mind out of the gutter, keep your finger to the pulse, and keep your ears open, wide open, like Dumbo. And you know what? I was going to make all these under 6 minutes. This one's going to be under 7 because I got to do some lip chat. No bread today, folks. I had a croissant on my way home. Man, this is the annoying thing about lip chat. Right? It's in my pocket. And I guess the thing got twisted. Right? I guess the thing got twisted and now it's all chunky.